Hey guys, welcome to VLOGOWEEN Day 29. Today I am actually going to be doing something that I don't usually do on my channel. I usually do this every year for Dancing with the Stars on my blog. So I'm doing it this year, obviously, but every year for Dancing with the Stars, every week I will post a recap, pretty much recapping every dance from that week. So currently I am working on posting my Dancing with the Stars recap for Disney night last week. So I don't have it all finished yet, but I am working on it. I am almost done. I just have to recap the group dances and post my, or include my rankings based on personal enjoyment and list the dances from Halloween night. So that's all I have to do for that. So that should be up sometime tomorrow. But I usually just do this on my blog, but I figured since this week on Dancing with the Stars was Halloween night, it literally just ended. Well, it ended like an hour ago, but I just got, well, not just, but I got off work at like 10, and I didn't get home until like 10:30, so I didn't start watching it until like an hour into the show. So I started at the beginning, and I literally just finished watching Halloween night. So yeah, the show was good. Some of the scoring was kind of I didn't really agree with some of the scoring, especially Carrie Ann. Like, yeah, she did give out some deserving 10s, but tonight, but a couple of people got 10s that I was like, really? You gave them 10s over Chandler? Like, okay, Carrie Ann gave these two specific people 10s, which I do think they deserve 10s, which I will get into in a minute, but she didn't give Chandler a 10. Chandler did get some 10s, yes, but not one from Carrie Ann, which kind of boggles my mind a little bit. Again, I'll get into that after, but yeah, anyway, I'm just going to jump right into it. Usually on my blog, I will go through like all the songs that they danced to, all the dances, all the scores, which I won't go too into detail. I'm just going to tell you guys about these dances, like rank them on personal enjoyment, just what I would do on Twitter. I refuse to call it X. So I'm not going to go in order by who danced when. I'm not going to include the dance-offs, actually. I will, because it's kind of like a recap. So I will cover the recap. Oh my god. I will cover the dance-offs at the end of the video. But as for the individual dances, I'm not going to go through what songs they danced to, the scores, or anything like that. I'm just going to rank them based on personal enjoyment, because that's pretty much the point of this video. It's not like a full recap. It's just my rankings based on personal enjoyment. So I will go through each dance and tell you guys what score I would give it, and kind of like go through what I liked about the dance and stuff. But I'm not going to go in like order as to like who danced first, who danced last, but I will talk about who I think should have won each dance off later in the video. So I'm going to start with my least favorite dance of the night, which honestly was Alona and Alan's tango. I liked it. I liked the choreo. Alona looked beautiful, by the way. Love her. She's just kind of stiff for me. She is improving, but she is still a little bit stiff, and some of her movements seem a bit slow. But yeah, I just think she needs to like move more, if that makes sense. Like loosen up a little bit. But I still liked watching it. I do love Alona. I think she's doing really well, and she is definitely improving. But I'm going to give her dance a 8. I liked it. I didn't hate it. It was probably just my least favorite of the night. Next is Joey and Jenna's Argentine Tango, which I'm usually a fan of their dances. Usually they're like really high up in my rankings. Like, again, this is based on personal enjoyment. This is like This isn't like who danced better. This is who, like, this is just based on personal enjoyment, like whose dances I like the most. But yeah, Joey and Jenna's dances are usually, like, up until now, they were usually like really high up in my rankings, like top 3 some weeks. And so it's pretty strange seeing them at this low in my rankings, but considering they are one of my favorite teams, I just like some other dances better from other couples. And I do think that, yes, this was one of his better dances. It's one of the dances, I think it's the dance that I like the least from him, that I think I'm not, like, some of his dances I will definitely go back and rewatch, like his cha-cha, his jive for sure. A lot of his dances I will go back and rewatch, but I think out of all of his dances that he's done so far, I don't see myself going back and rewatching this like a bunch of times like I would with some of his other dances. I liked it. I liked the lifts that they had in it. It just wasn't my favorite of theirs. I'm going to give it a 9. Obviously, it was better than his cha-cha, but it wasn't, like, I wouldn't prefer it over its cha-cha. It was just better, but I still liked his cha-cha more, if that makes sense. Just based on, like, the choreo and the vibes I was getting from the dance, yes, this dance was better than his other dances, well, some of his other dances, but I still would have preferred his cha-cha and stuff like that better. Next is Danny and Whitney's Argentine Tango. The lifts, like that one lift where Whitney spun, like, went spinning in the air kind of thing, I was gagged. I like the choreo. I really like the choreo, actually. And Danny was just a little bit stiff. I don't think he should have gotten a 10 per se. But he did deserve those other 2 9s, so I'm going to give this dance a 9. I'm happy he got a 10. I think he had better dances that he should have gotten a 10 on, if that makes sense. So, like I said, I did like it. He did deserve 9s, but I think this wasn't like a 10 paddle worthy, if that makes sense. It wasn't bad. It was actually amazing. Just a little bit stiff, and yeah, I'm going to give it a 9. Jen and Sasha's Contemporary. I was actually mind blown. First of all, I loved the song that they danced to. They danced to Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo, which is one of my favorite songs ever. I was literally mind blown. The choreo, like, I think this dance was probably some of Sasha's best choreo since he's been on the show. Like, his entire time on the show, I think this is one of his better choreographed dances. Jen played the role of a vampire really, really well. I loved it. Honestly, okay, I'm stuck between a 9 and a 10. Now, on my blog, I usually do, like, if I'm stuck between a 9 and a 10, like, I want to give it a 9, but I also want to give it a 10, but I'm kind of in between, I will give it, like, a 9.5. So for this, I'm going to give it a 9.5. I do think this was deserving of at least 110, and I'm glad they got that. So I'm going to say 9.5 for me. Stephen and Riley's Contemporary. This is one of the dances that I definitely think they should have gotten a 10. So obviously I'm giving it a 10. This is definitely his best dance. Like, it was literally like, the choreo was everything. One of my favorite choreos from Riley. I loved it. I will definitely go back and rewatch it literally 100 times, over and over and over again. Literally right after I'm done filming this video, probably. But, yeah, 10 for sure. 2, this is my top 2 now. Dwight and Daniela's Contemporary. Some people might not agree with this, but I would have also given this a 10. I was at work when they danced, so, and when I was, literally, I was counting off the cash at work. I had just started counting off the cash, and I had my phone calculator open on my phone, because I couldn't find the calculator at work, so I could add up the money. And I saw on my phone a message from Twitter in a group chat that I'm in about Dancing with the Stars, saying he didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve that 10. I didn't know who it was. And then I got home and I found out it was Dwight. Honestly, usually when I watch his dances, I'm like, he doesn't really deserve a 10 right now. But after watching that, I could definitely see why he would have gotten a 10. I also would have given this a 10. Sue me. But, yeah, I loved it. I love the choreo. Daniela's Halloween numbers, especially contemporary numbers. I love Daniela. Like, honestly, she is one of my favorite pros on this show, like, in the history of this show. I love her. I love her choreo. Queen. And my favorite dance of the night, I'm not being biased because they're literally my favorite team this season. I'm rooting for them. I want them to win so bad. Chandler and Brandon's contemporary, or no, not contemporary. That's a dance that was probably the most underscored dance in Dancing with the Stars history. That was literally 2 weeks ago, and it still mind boggles me that they got 3 8s when they should have gotten 3 10s. I'm not going to get into it, but I'm still super pissed off about that. But anyway, if you guys want to see my whole little rant about that, it's on my blog, on my recap from 2 weeks ago. Well, literally my most recent Dancing with the Stars recap, I ranted about it, how Chandler should have gotten 3 10s instead of 3 8s, but if you guys want to see my little rant, I'm sorry, I'm moving with my hands a lot, but anyway, if you guys want to see my whole rant about that, it's only a small little rant, but if you guys want to see it, it's on my latest recap, on my blog, so there's that. But Chandler and Brandon's Viennese Waltz was my favorite dance of the night. Should have gotten 3 10s. I don't understand why Carrie Ann literally gave out 10s like she was like Oprah. Like, you get a 10 and you get a 10. I think it's Oprah that does that. But, and she was literally giving away 10s all night when Chandler still has yet to get a 10. Like, literally, when Carrie Ann was judging Chandler's dance, I literally heard Chandler say, what else can I do? Like, what more can I do? Like, and I feel so bad for her because, like, she's worked her butt off this entire season, and she still has yet to get a 10 from Carrie Ann. She got 10s from Bruno and Derek this week, but not Carrie Ann. And what kind of annoys me more is Carrie Ann's only reason for not giving her a 10 this week was because she had a harder dance. So there was more to judge. What? You're literally not giving her a 10 because she had a harder dance. Literally, look how well she danced it. You're saying that doesn't deserve a 10? What? Okay, yes, by the way, I am giving it a 10. I would have, like, if I was a judge, I would be giving her, like, all the 10s. But anyway, I'm not going to get too into that. I might save a little rant for my actual recap on my blog, because that's, like, where I do most of my recaps. I don't usually do these recaps on YouTube, but anyway. Now, those are the individual dances. Now on to the team, not the team dances, the dance-offs. Now, I had to pull these up, because, like, honestly, I'm pretty bad at remembering who danced against who during dance-offs, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I have the dance-offs pulled up. First dance-off was, before I get into the dance-offs, I do want to say that Chandler and Brandon, if you guys don't watch the show, Chandler and Brandon wasn't included in the dance-off this week because they won immunity, immunity from the dance-offs last week when they got first place, when they were first place on the leaderboard. So they had immunity from the dance-offs. They didn't have to compete in the dance-off for those extra points. But anyway, first dance-off was Dwight and Daniela versus Alona and Alan with a cha-cha. They both did a cha-cha before. Alona and Alan did one week 1. Their first dance was a cha-cha. It was very stiff. I will say they improved, but Alona still needs to loosen up a little more. Dwight and Daniela did a cha-cha back on Soul Train night. It was kind of, I liked watching it, but it was kind of a disaster at the same time. Pretty much because Dwight couldn't remember most of the steps. Like, he was literally, like, improvising, like, making up steps along the way that he couldn't remember. But Dwight and Daniela, I vote them most improved with their cha-cha this time around. At least this time he remembered the steps. He did them pretty well. So my winner for this dance-off was Dwight and Daniela. Next, Jen and Sasha versus Steven and Riley with the salsa. This was kind of hard for me because I was kind of like trying to watch both of them at the same time. Steven and Riley's, I don't know why, but it felt kind of messy to me. Or it looked kind of messy to me. Jen and Sasha, some parts were a little bit messy to me too, but I thought she performed it more, like, well. Steven did perform it well, yes, but I felt myself watching Jen and Sasha more, so I think my winners for that dance-off is Jen and Sasha. And final dance-off of the night was Joey and Jenna versus Danny and Whitney with the jive. Again, this one's very difficult because they both did it very well. I feel like I enjoyed Joey and Jenna's, because they both did a jive. I feel like I enjoyed Joey and Jenna's jive, their first jive, more. Because this week I was like, yes, I preferred their jive, so I'm going to pick Joey and Jenna anyway. But I feel like this time around their jive wasn't as good. Like, it was amazing, yes, because Joey is literally the best bachelor to be on this show. He is killing it every week. But this time, Joey and Jenna's jive wasn't as good as their last jive. It was still great, but not as good as their first one. Danny and Whitney, again, I liked their first jive more. It had more attack, kicks, flicks, I feel. So that's the way I feel. Again, still, Danny and Whitney's jive this time around and the dance-off was still really good. I liked it a lot, but I liked their first jive more. So same with Joey and Jenna. But I'm going to pick Joey and Jenna for this one as well. But anyway, that is it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like to see more content from me. And I will see you guys tomorrow for VLOGOWEEN Day 30. Bye, guys.